Child abuse is a grave issue that affects millions of children worldwide, manifesting in various forms such as physical, emotional, sexual abuse, and neglect. Recognizing the signs of child abuse is crucial for caregivers, educators, and community members, as it enables timely intervention and protection of vulnerable children. This video aims to explore the different forms of child abuse, their signs, and the importance of vigilance in recognizing these indicators to ensure the safety and well-being of children. Abuse encompasses any act or series of acts by a parent or caregiver that results in harm, potential harm, or the threat of harm to a child. The World Health Organization, WHO, defines child abuse as all forms of physical and emotional ill-treatment, sexual abuse, neglect, and exploitation that result in actual or potential harm to a child's health, survival, development, or dignity. Understanding the types of abuse is the first step toward recognizing the signs. Physical abuse involves the intentional use of force against a child that results in injury or harm. This can include hitting, shaking, burning, or otherwise causing physical harm. Emotional abuse refers to behaviors that harm a child's self-worth or emotional well-being. This may include verbal abuse, constant criticism, rejection, or withholding affection. Sexual abuse involves a child being used for sexual gratification by an adult or older adolescent. This can include inappropriate touching, exposure to sexual acts, or exploitation through child pornography. Neglect occurs when a caregiver fails to provide for a child's basic needs, including food, shelter, clothing, medical care, and education. It can also involve a lack of emotional support and supervision. Recognizing the signs of child abuse requires vigilance and an understanding of both the physical and behavioral indicators. While some signs may be obvious, others can be subtle and require careful observation. Unexplained injuries like frequent bruises, cuts, burns, or fractures that cannot be adequately explained by the child or caregiver may indicate abuse. It is especially concerning if the injuries are in various stages of healing. If a child flinches at sudden movements or seems fearful of adults, it may suggest that they have experienced physical abuse or are apprehensive about potential harm. Children who experience abuse may have multiple visits to medical facilities for unexplained injuries. If a child presents with injuries that require medical attention without a clear or consistent explanation, this can be an alarming sign of potential abuse. Sudden changes in a child's physical appearance, such as poor hygiene, lack of appropriate clothing for the weather, or significant weight loss or gain, may indicate neglect. These signs can be indicative of a caregiver's inability or unwillingness to meet the child's basic needs. Children who are being abused may display withdrawal from friends, family, and social activities. They may seem fearful, anxious, or overly compliant, especially around certain individuals. Conversely, some children may exhibit aggressive or destructive behaviors as a response to their trauma. This can include acting out at school, bullying other children, or displaying violent tendencies. A child may revert to behaviors typical of a younger age, such as bedwetting, thumb-sucking, or fear of the dark. This regression can be a response to stress and trauma. Children experiencing abuse may struggle to focus in school, leading to poor academic performance. They may seem distracted, tired, or disengaged during lessons. Children who have been sexually abused may exhibit sexual knowledge or behaviors that are inappropriate for their age. This can include discussing sexual acts or engaging in sexualized play with peers. Children who are neglected may frequently appear hungry, dirty, or inadequately dressed for the weather. They may also lack necessary medical care or fail to receive regular checkups. Chronic absenteeism or frequent tardiness can be a sign of neglect, especially if a child is not receiving proper supervision at home. Children left unsupervised for extended periods, especially young children, may be at risk of neglect. This can include wandering the streets alone or being left in unsafe situations. Recognizing the signs of child abuse is not just the responsibility of professionals, it is a community effort. Everyone has a role to play in safeguarding children and ensuring that children are protected from harm. Being vigilant means being aware of the signs of abuse and taking action when something seems off. It is crucial to understand that reporting suspected abuse can save a child's life and lead to necessary interventions. Communities need to foster an environment where child welfare is prioritized. This involves educating parents, teachers, and caregivers about the signs of abuse and neglect. Workshops, seminars, and community outreach programs can effectively raise awareness, encourage open lines of communication between children and trusted adults. Children should feel safe discussing their feelings and experiences without fear of retribution. Establishing a trust can help children feel comfortable disclosing any abusive situations they may be facing. Educators, healthcare providers, and social workers should receive training on recognizing child abuse signs and responding appropriately. These professionals often have the most contact with children and can play a pivotal role in identifying and addressing abuse. Many jurisdictions have mandatory reporting laws that require certain professionals to report suspected child abuse. Understanding these laws is essential for those working with children, as it ensures that suspicions are taken seriously and addressed promptly. If you suspect that a child is being abused or neglected, it is crucial to take appropriate action. Here are steps to follow. Document your observations. Keep detailed notes of any signs or behaviors that concern you. Record dates, times, and specific observations. This documentation can be helpful when reporting to authorities. 2. Talk to the child. If appropriate, gently talk to the child about your concerns. Approach the conversation with care and reassurance. Let them know that they can trust you and that you are there to help. 3. Report your concerns. If you believe a child is in immediate danger, contact local authorities or child protective services right away. Even if you are unsure, it is better to report your concerns than to remain silent. Many organizations have hotlines where you can report suspicions anonymously. 4. Follow up. After reporting, follow up to ensure that appropriate actions are taken. While you may not receive details due to privacy laws, knowing that you did your part can provide peace of mind. Recognizing the signs of child abuse is vital for the safety and well-being of children. Abuse can take many forms, and adults in the community must be vigilant and proactive in identifying and addressing these issues. By understanding the signs of physical abuse, emotional abuse, sexual abuse, and neglect, we can create a safer environment for children. Our caregivers, educators, and community members are responsible for protecting the most vulnerable among us. We must foster open communication, educate ourselves and others about child abuse, and ensure that we take action whenever we suspect a child is in danger. Remember, each report can lead to a child receiving the help they need, and each sign recognized can prevent further harm. Together, we can work towards a future where children can grow up in safe, nurturing environments free from abuse and neglect. Let us commit to being advocates for children, recognizing the signs of abuse, and taking the necessary steps to protect them. Our vigilance can make a significant difference in the lives of those who cannot protect themselves. Thank you for taking the time to learn about this critical issue. For more information or to ask for help, visit www.vikerscare.org or call 813-609-2457.